There is so much money to be made in the voiceover world. I know it probably seems like AI is going to take over everything, but for now, major brands still want real voices, and I am proof. I just booked my second voiceover for T-Mobile last week, and that was after booking my first project with them toward the end of last year. Then a couple of days later, I got my third or fourth maybe, booking from a college in New York for their enrollment commercials they do every semester. So I know sometimes I share that I've gotten these bookings and I say I'm a pro voiceover artist when I introduce myself, but I realized that I never told y'all how I got started in this business. So it's story time. So I moved to Atlanta. I'd been there maybe, I don't know, I'll say two months, and I think that's being a little bit generous. So I'd been there about 2 months, and I went to an event, met a few people there. From that event, I got invited to, I ministered there. I did some poetry there. From that, I got invited to another event. At that event, which was my second event in Atlanta, I met a DJ. Shout out to Boogie Bless. He was a DJ on one of the most popular radio stations in Atlanta, on one of the most popular shows. And he asked me to come on his show the next day. Well, let me rewind. Before that, so I did poetry at that event too, and went to go talk to him. And he asked me if he could, I was selling my poetry book, and so he wanted to get one. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'll give you one. It was hard because I was like, man, this is how I make my, how I make it some extra change. I'm new in Atlanta and all that stuff. But I felt like I was supposed to give it to him. I think he would have paid for it, but I felt like I was supposed to give it to him. So I gave it to him. And then I believe it was like that night too. I don't think he reached out later. I think it was that night. He said, hey, you want to come on the show tomorrow morning? So it was Saturday night and the show was Sunday morning. I think I'm getting my times right. This was back in the early 2000s. So forgive me if I botch, but I think it was Saturday night. He asked me to come on Sunday morning, and I get to the station and, on the air, do my thing. And then he's like, hey, I work for a company that produces jingles. Do you want to, I'd love for you to come through and do some jingles. So I was like, okay. So I'd never done jingles before, but I was like, that sounds like fun. So went to his job where I don't remember. I'm sure he had some big title, but he produced jingles. And so the first jingle I did was for Pizza Hut. It was like, I sang on that jingle, actually. I sang on that jingle, and I think it was like, Pizza Hut introduces the pizza that you eat like a sandwich. No, that one I did poetry. So I did, I think, 2 Pizza Hut jingles. One of them I sang a line. Another one I did poetry, and maybe on one of them I did both. And then from there, through my connection with him, we did Pizza Hut, we did Aveeno, I did McDonald's, McDonald's jingle. And either for Pizza Hut or McDonald's, I can't remember which one I won a Silver Mic Award for, which is like a really big deal in the voiceover industry or in the jingle industry. And so as a team, so I'm on a Pizza Hut jingle or 2. I'm on 2 of them. I'm on a McDonald's jingle, Aveeno. I want to say I'm pretty sure we did something for like Diary of a Mad Black Woman, because Tyler Perry was not just coming up, but he was doing his plays and stuff. So I'm pretty sure I did a voiceover for that. And I auditioned, I pitched for a voiceover for Robin Thicke when he had that song. Is it Robin? Which one is the son? Father and the son. Oh yeah, yes. I think Alan is the father and Robin's the son, whichever one sang. Whichever one the Thickes sang. My bad, guys. He had this song called Blurred Lines, I think was what it was called, and they were looking for a poet to be on there. So my friend called me back in and he's like, hey, so we would like collaborate and write. Unless it was like straight poetry, I would write it myself. But if it wasn't poetry, we'd collab and write those scripts together, and then I would voice them. And so I voiced that. They were looking for a poet. I specifically remember that. So I was like, man, I hope I got this. I feel good about it. Well, they ended up picking somebody else. Should I say her name? I'm gonna say her name. They ended up picking Erykah Badu. So I was like, okay, well, it's all right. I mean, I lost to Erykah Badu, so yeah. So I did those voiceovers with him. It was a lot of fun. And then I moved from Atlanta, and a couple years after that, I heard about a company, and I submitted for that company and started doing voiceovers with them. So I've been doing voiceovers with this particular company, or this specific company, since about, I want to say 2016, maybe 2017. I'm gonna get my years right. While my brain thinks, let me introduce myself. I'm Ty Scott King, Grammy-nominated poet, award-winning rapper, Billboard charting artist, best-selling author, professional voiceover artist, and this is where creatives learn to live better, create better, and believe better. Welcome to day 13 of my Do the Thing series. Today, as you can already tell, we're talking about voiceovers and how that's still a great way to use your talent. So, once I started looking back, I remembered that my mom did voiceovers, right? So that was really cool to remember that she did those. Through the company that I can't remember when I started, 2015, 2013, 2014, somewhere around there, I have booked so many opportunities through them. I've done T-Mobile, Hotels.com, a ferry boat in Trinidad and Tobago, a whole graphic novel, where I did 10 different voices, a children's book. And so I'm really grateful for that company. I also did 2 poetic voiceovers on camera for the American Red Cross, and working with them has been phenomenal. 4K More and Universal Production Music, I did an on-camera voiceover for them, poetry. YouVersion, Her Bible, those are both poetry voiceovers and on camera as well. I actually remember I had an audition when I lived in California. A friend of mine referred me for the Olympics to do a voiceover for them. That same friend also referred me to do a rap for a halftime performance, specifically about the 2 teams that were playing during the NBA Finals a few years back. But they said I didn't look like a rapper, y'all. So they went with another lady, and I'm a rapper. Anyway, I was also the poetic opener for a huge tech conference. Sir Richard Branson of Virgin Airlines was the keynote speaker. But now I'm very into poetry land bookings, in-person stuff versus just voiceover stuff. And if I did just the poetry bookings that I've gotten because of my voice, that list would be so long. And if I think longer, I could tell y'all more stories. Actually, I think I really got my start with voiceovers when I was in high school. I used to do the morning announcements, and I forget about that a lot. I know we were on TV, and they would broadcast it to all the classes, which is so cool. And I think sometimes we were also just over the intercom. So I sped through my mom being a voiceover artist, and I wanted to go back to that. So my mom was not officially a voiceover artist, but her voice was so great that they used to call her in. My stepdad and her had friends in the radio business, and so they would call my mom in to do voiceovers, and that was really cool. As I started thinking about where I might have gotten the bug to do this was probably from hearing her do it all those years. So yeah. It's been a very interesting journey to use my voice in this way. And it's something that you can do too, because all brands and agencies have not given into AI. So if you want to get into the voiceover industry, go for it. Do the thing. I've never taken classes, but I've been thinking about it because I'm sure I could learn some great techniques. I don't have an agent. And I say those things so you know that you can get into doing voiceovers without going a formal or a traditional route. I've been doing voiceovers for my friends' businesses, Christian organizations. There are a lot of opportunities out there that you could take advantage of to get started. So that's all I've got for today. Share this video with somebody you know who wants to get into doing voiceovers, or who just needs to hear encouragement to do the thing. Drop a comment, Let me know what you've been up to this week creatively, and make sure you're subscribed. Your subs help this channel to grow. They help people to find me. Before we go, let's do our 2 declarations for this entire series. I am a faithful steward of the word and the work. I will do the thing God called me to do, regardless of my feelings. Love y'all. See y'all on Tuesday. Peace.